Hi Cancer, welcome to your August 2016 general tarot reading. I've been shuffling the cards. I actually just started this again due to environmental noises. I am so hot right now. It's getting hot in here. It's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit at night. I wish I was in the southern hemisphere because it's probably snowing. So, if you live in Australia, tell me if it's snowing. Maybe I'll feel cold or something. I don't know. Okay. Overall energy for the month of August is the Two of Pentacles. So typically I have been doing a combination in my general readings of astrology and the tarot, but I'll probably do the astrology by itself because it is too distracting for me to try to do both of them in one reading. So remember, this is a general forecast, but it's also, not only is it general in terms of the amount of people that I'm speaking to, but also the focus is not specifically on one issue. This could be that some of you have more than one job. For some people, it's just two jobs, you know, trying to make ends meet. The Two of Pentacles can be like juggling your finances, but for some people it's actually something that you're doing that's not your day job, and you're trying to maybe get out of your day job by doing something else, and until that is strong enough to sustain you, you're going to keep doing your day job. And so that's maybe what's on your mind. This could be you juggling two people, being in two different relationships. It could be two earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But whenever you see a two, there's some kind of duality. There's sometimes a choice. There sometimes is a dilemma, therefore, because you can't decide what to do. This could relate to travel. If you look, there's in this particular, in Morgan Greer deck, they have an ocean behind the person and a ship. I can't remember. I don't think the Rider-Waite deck has a juggler, but I don't think there's anything like that. And yet I've read interpretations of the Two of Pentacles that include something to do with like a job offer, maybe far away. So there are, different interpretations of it. Let me just look at the cards surrounding it, because in the recent past we get the Knight of Wands. I don't like to say rods for some reason. That just doesn't sit well with me. So it's interesting because the Knight of Wands can be a chaotic energy. In relationships, it can speak to somebody who is a love 'em and leave 'em type of a person who comes into town and sweep somebody off their feet and then is gone before daybreak or before the week is over. For your, for an attitude, it could be just anybody who is very enthusiastic but not necessarily that centered. They may be kind of scattered because they're kind of all over the place. So this may be somebody who's a fire sign or has that fiery energy within their nature. So that would be an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius, if it's literally a fire sign sun or moon ascendant, something in the personal points. But, it could be this is somebody that you were dealing with. Sometimes I think of it as maybe your superior, although this is not necessarily somebody who is the head honcho at a company. It could be somebody who's on the young side, but he does have some kind of power at work. Because the current situation is the Queen of Wands. And this is more of this is another type of fiery energy, but it has the feminine principle attached to it. So this could be a female boss being a queen. However, this could be just somebody who is in your corner. Now, this could be at work, for instance, or if there is a situation with a love partner, there could be someone who is the mother of the child that the person you're interested is raising, and maybe you have to kind of navigate their relationship, or maybe you're afraid of their relationship, and so it's making you reassess even dealing with this person. Maybe you find out that this person exists. Maybe you didn't know that the person you were with has a baby mama. Maybe the Knight of Wands was a player. See, that the Knight of Wands can be a player, and so maybe you're discovering things and you're kind of deciding whether or not you want to stay in this relationship. One of the things that it seems like is that I would say the person, if this is another person that you're dealing with, this person may not be very stable. The Queen of Wands is a stable individual, so she may come on strong. She may seem overbearing sometimes, but she's generally a positive person. She's a can-do type of a person, and she has a certain stature, a certain dignity, and people respect her, but she's got a very cheerful demeanor, so she's definitely not a negative energy type of individual. And the Knight of Wands might be the more problematic person. So if there's a situation where you're dealing with somebody who is bad-mouthing the mother of his child and saying, even if, let's say that they are together, and saying, oh, I don't really want to be with her and all that stuff, remember that he's willing to do that to this person that he's with. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a situation. Maybe the person doesn't have, maybe it's not the mother of his child, maybe it's just his spouse. And sometimes this happens where the person will paint their spouse as the bad guy, and you have to decide whether or not you would put much trust in somebody that could be that disloyal, even if they don't really want to be with the person, and even if the other person is what they say she is. It still should throw up a red flag and make you less willing to trust this person, because this person may have ulterior motives. They may want you to continue to be in an affair with them, and so they'll say anything. Now, the higher message is the Hermit card. It's funny because the Hermit card connects to Virgo. And so there may have been a Virgo in the picture, and then if you're the one deciding, then it's saying go with the Virgo. And being a Cancer, you would do better overall in general with a Virgo than with a fire sign individual. And yes, I am just generalizing. But it could be saying too that you need to tap into your spiritual side. Maybe you've been too much in the world and you've been allowing yourself to be influenced by other people on the outside instead of really getting clear with what you want. And sometimes people don't want to do that, because if they really stop to think about it, they realize that what they're doing may be wrong. And it's wrong for them. I'm not saying every situation is going to be the same. But I'm talking about when you are in a conflict, like the Two of Pentacles indicates. If you meditate, if you unplug from technology and from other people and really get quiet, you would be surprised at how quickly the answer will come to you. It could also mean something to do with the time of Virgo, that something will be resolved. So late August through late September, we are going to have a solar eclipse in Virgo on September 1st. So that might be a time of revelation for you as well. More of a new beginning, I would say, than anything else. It's not really that you might uncover anything, but you might just decide to go a different route. What crosses you is the Ace of Pentacles. So it can be, and it's funny because I said that this Two of Pentacles might even indicate a new job, or a job offer. Maybe some of you have had a job offer and you've been resistant to actually taking them up on it because you don't want to leave your area. You don't want to go far away. Maybe you are in a relationship with somebody at work. I never did mention that could be a possibility. Sometimes Pentacles can relate to your career or maybe your workplace. And so maybe you're not taking advantage of an opportunity because you're focused too much on a relationship. If the relationship is a dead-end relationship, then you really are shooting yourself in the foot, because you have this beautiful opportunity and you're just kind of neglecting it in favor of a dead-end relationship. But the Ace of Pentacles may mean that you are resistant to starting a relationship with an earth sign for some reason. Maybe you're hung up on that Knight of Wands. Maybe that Knight of Wands is a bad boy. And I don't mean to assign gender, but the Knight is a masculine energy. And maybe you're just the kind of person, the Pentacles, even though that is a great compatible element for you, maybe it's too predictable for you. And you just crave that kind of excitement. I was telling somebody, I think it was in a private reading, you have to learn to distinguish between drama and excitement or passion in a relationship. And some people confuse the two. And they get involved in these crazy relationships. Sometimes they're really insane. And they're always filled with negative emotions like not trusting the other person, anger, feeling hurt a lot of the times, feeling lonely. And yet they gravitate to that versus the person who is there for you, who shows up for you. Because, really, when all is said and done, it's because the person doesn't really love themselves. They don't really feel like they're worthy of love, and they don't trust anyone who would actually care enough to be there on a regular basis. It's like Woody Allen said, I don't want to be a member of any, how does it go? I don't, I don't want to be a member of anyone. It's like Woody Allen said, I don't want to belong to a club that would have me as a member. And that's a kind of self-loathing that makes a person suspicious if anyone is kind to them. That's definitely an issue, and that has to be kind of dealt with at some point, because otherwise you get involved in these really negative relationships. What behavior is good for you at this time is the Page of Swords. So this can be being vigilant about what is happening. I feel like, I've said this before, that it's kind of like being a spy, but really it's about just being aware of everything that's going on, not taking anything at face value. Sometimes it doesn't mean that you have to do a little snooping. If you don't believe what somebody is telling you, and what do? I mean, you can leave the relationship, of course. You can always do that. But the thing is that it's like it doesn't give you much leeway. So sometimes you might have to kind of see in certain ways if somebody is misrepresenting themselves. And you see that the Page of Swords is right under the Queen of Wands. So it might be someone that you are seeing and you're wondering if they do have another relationship. And maybe they might even have a child, you know. This stuff happens. And sometimes I feel that people kind of sense that someone is involved, but they look the other way because they don't really want to deal with it. And this is a card of taking an active interest in what is happening and not burying your head in the sand. If you kind of are suspecting that a person you're involved with is not being fully honest with you and may be involved with somebody else, it is good to know for many reasons. The advice is the Judgment card. And I think this is more of like honoring a milestone that has occurred, because this is a card of kind of coming out of something. And it's kind of like reaping what you sow, but it can be a rebirth. So if you were in any kind of long-term relationship that was very tumultuous or otherwise unpleasant, and you freed yourself from it, and now maybe you're in another situation that could be creating more headaches for you, and you feel like, didn't I learn from the last thing? Maybe you just need to pat yourself on the back. Maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit. Now, I want to say something before I continue, because this often happens to me where I go off on a tangent and make it like this is love reading exclusively. And it's because I'm so used to doing love readings. Let me make sure this is even. It's funny, when I'm looking through the viewfinder, it looks like this is going to be red, a red tinge to this video, so I hope not. I usually don't do them at night, as I am right now. But anyway, for people who are possibly dealing with career matters, this Ace of Pentacles that is the crossing position might be, for some reason, you know, you're not moving ahead. You might have opportunities that you've kind of like overlooked for whatever reason. And maybe the thing is that you need to investigate. Maybe there is, maybe you're getting an offer and it's not necessarily what it appears to be. That might be why the Ace of Pentacles is in the challenge position. So it would behoove you to kind of dig a little bit deeper and find out more about this. And the Judgment card in that situation may refer to another job that you have come out of that was a bad situation, a workplace incident, or some kind of a negative environment, and you're getting a new lease on life. Because this Ace of Pentacles, I mean, maybe it won't cross you if you're aware of the ramifications of not kind of jumping on an opportunity. Because the outcome is the King of Pentacles, and this is like the ultimate in money management. Perhaps some of you will even be in a position where you are in power, like a bank manager or something where you have people under you. For others, it could be that a person in a position of authority is, putting in a good word for you. Maybe your former boss puts in a good word for you. For love relationships, it could be that you get involved with, you decide to choose the person who is stable and who is going to be a good influence on your life, and that would be the King of Pentacles. This person might actually work in a financial institution, like a bank, like maybe he's a stockbroker or something like that, but dealing with money in a very effective way, and financially secure, someone who is kind of a pillar of the community and things like that. So for a Cancer, that is a great ending for the relationship. I mean, for the reading, not for the relationship. It's only the beginning of the relationship. Because when I see Ace of Pentacles, it's like kind of the beginning of something, and even the 2 is like at the beginning. So this would be, more for people that are starting relationships than are deeply entrenched in one. So, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this general reading. If you would like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great August. Bye.